Let's duck to Canberra now and catch up with Peter Jennings from the Australian Strategic Policy Institute and talk China. Good to talk to you again, Peter. These reports today that suggest that China is actively looking to subsume its rogue province of Taiwan sometime in the next few years. I mean, this is what everyone's been worried about for the best part of the last 50 years. Such an attempt would spark a war, would it not, with Japan and the US defending their interests in East Asia?
It would be very risky, Chris, and a lot would depend on the way in which China sought to achieve that objective. An all-out amphibious assault on Taiwan's beaches, I think, would lead to war pretty quickly. So China will adopt a slower, more cautious strategy than that, taking a step, seeing what happens. I think that will involve blockading the straits. It'll certainly involve coercing businesses not to operate in Taiwan, cyber attacks. There's probably quite a considerable Communist Party fifth column that's in Taiwan that will rise when Beijing gives it a signal. And really the test for Joe Biden and for the democracies in this is what will they do when they are dealt problems that are short of that amphibious landing. I think that's the challenge that we're going to face, not just in 3 years, but maybe in 3 months. I think Xi Jinping is very keen to use Biden's first year to test the president's resolve on this issue.
Now, this is not new. We've had naval sort of sail by through strategic areas in the past. We know the whole build-up of bases in the South China Sea is related to this. We've had aircraft with intimidatory manoeuvres in the past and more recently. I suppose the big question is this just a continuum now? Do we need to see pushback from the West, or is this Beijing now very deliberately testing the new regime in Washington?
There's no doubt in my mind this is deliberate testing, and partly what they're doing is to try to establish what they call a new normal pattern of combat aircraft incursions, for example. When they come in large numbers, and they've done it a few times, they say, right, that is now the pattern for what we can expect into the future. So Xi Jinping has really been ramping the pressure up at all levels, in a military sense, in an economic and rhetorical sense, and he is definitely out to test Joe Biden's resolve. I think that's very clear.
Well, it is a worrying situation. Thanks so much for joining us again, Peter.
Thanks, Chris.
Peter Jennings there. You've got to keep an eye on this, and this is why Australia's defence, readiness, preparedness is so important. We don't have time to waste in this country. We need to be ready for a very, very unstable region in the here and now. And just at the moment, we're not really.